Hey, welcome to Credit Makes Sense with Netiva, the Frugal CrediTnista, where we answer your questions about money, credit, and everything in between. Super excited to be here with you guys today. We are talking money. I get a ton of credit questions, so I'm always excited when I get some money ones. For those of you who don't know me, again, I'm Netiva, the Frugal CrediTnista. I own M&H Financial Services, where we help women and couples over 30 to create custom credit solutions so they can crush their financial goals. Also own the amazing financial literacy school, Credit on Fire Academy, where we teach you how to master your money, destroy your debt, and soar your credit scores so you can leverage it to create wealth. I also run the epic, amazing Credit Makes Sense free community on Facebook. We talk about all things credit, budgeting, home ownership, and more. So I'll leave all of the information down for you below. If you ever have any questions for me on Credit Makes Sense, definitely email them to social@mnhfinancialservices.com, social@mnhfinancialservices.com. Let's get to our prosperity partners question. Hey, Netiva, I find that I am always short at the end of the month, no matter how much I budget. I'm really trying to find a way to keep track of my spending. What do you advise in order to make that happen? Actually, she said make that easier. It really depends on how you spend money. Paula, how do you spend your money? Are you a cash person? Are you a swiper with a debit or credit card? What do you do? Because that's going to determine what method will work best for you. So in order to start tracking, you got to create a log of what you're actually spending on. So it's easier to do when you use a credit or debit card because all you got to do is pull up the statements and see what you're actually swiping on. When you're doing cash, however, you have to literally write down everything that you do. That's why when you see some of these financial planners, you're going to see a spending tracker log on there. So as soon as you spend it and hand over cash, you start writing down what you actually did. Then you can go back to an app or to an Excel spreadsheet and adjust and kind of see where you are. Many people suggest tracking your spending before you even determine your budget and start creating a budget because it gives you a more realistic depiction of what you're spending on in each category, what you're spending on realistically for gas, what you're spending on for entertainment, what you're spending on for groceries. Others, especially when they're dealing with cash or mostly cash, they will just create kind of a blanket or where am I now budget just based off of their credit card statements and banking statements. And then they'll do an envelope system about that kind of details how much they want to spend in that envelope. And so typically they spend more. I mean, so if you do decide to do it that way, I wouldn't get discouraged if you spend more. What I do want you to do is on that envelope, and just in case you don't know what the envelope system is, that's literally when you have an envelope and you label it groceries, gas. It's usually for variable expenses. Not too many people put their rent or mortgage payment in there unless they pay with checks or something. But at any rate, they do groceries, gas, entertainment, allowance, things of that sort. And so usually we have a pretty good idea of how much our rent is, our car note is, our insurance and all that because it doesn't fluctuate, right? It's those variable expenses that usually mess us up, or those little emergencies that happen that we haven't really learned how to pre-plan for or create a buffer for in our budget because we're still kind of new to it. So we mentioned the envelope system, which is another way to just say, okay, well, I'm going to spend $50 on gas this week. I'm only going to spend $250 this month on groceries. So that's why I said it's unrealistic usually because you don't really know how much you've spent in the past. So you're just kind of throwing a number out there. So on the envelope, once you go over, if you go over, just write how much you've gone over because that's feedback. And as you get that feedback and you go back to review your budget for the month, you can begin making little adjustments to how much you really spend on groceries, how much you really spend on entertainment, how much you really spend on gas. And then you want to start thinking about ways to cut back a little bit. So it's not like, oh, I know I need to save X, Y, and Z. I want to start paying myself first. I know I want to go on vacation. I know I want to start putting them on the side for investments or college planning. But I'm spending $650 a month for a family of 3. No, you need to cut back. So now you have to start thinking about ways to start couponing or meal planning and other activities to bring it down to an amount so that the money that's coming into your household can start being applied to your goals, the ones that you really want to. At the foundation of your goals, actually all around your goals is money, all around. It's like instantly, the goal is right there and the money is all around it. And you got to control everything to make sure that this goal is released and accomplished. So that's one. Envelope system, writing it down, and of course, apps. Apps are like bae. So I personally like You Need a Budget and Mint for because it's free. You know, budget, I think it's like 5 or 6 something a month. It's a great tool. They really have like this really dope community. They share all types of information. They have webinars and all type of educational information to help people to better improve and become more masters and controllers of their money. So I really like the app, but usually I get clients who are like, I'm not paying for nothing else, and I completely understand. So we roll with Mint, or we do the good old Excel spreadsheet. So whichever one works for you. In summary, good old pen and paper, Excel spreadsheet, envelope system, app. So apps are, if you're a swiper, that's literally the easiest. If you're a cash spender, then you got to be a little bit more diligent about writing every little thing down. I actually had a truck driver client of mine who was a cash spender, and I promise you, he would just try to cheat himself by not writing down every little thing. I'm like, listen, how are we going to create a realistic budget, get your credit scores up, get you into this new house that you desire, get your business credit and business budgeting on point if you're not being honest? So do not write it down. Like, write down every little thing. I don't even care if you went to the gas station and bought a piece of gum, bought a pop, a water. You want to write everything down to get a more realistic depiction or snapshot of where your money is going per month. Hope this was helpful. Yes, we have budgeting consultations and reviews available. If you're looking for one-on-one assistance on how to master your money and transition it from maintenance to mastery, let that link below. Obviously, if you're in Credit on Fire Academy, we have a full-blown budgeting course, Budgets on Fire, in addition to Fire Your Debts, if you're looking to combine the budgeting and debt elimination program with that. And every single month, we have a live lesson and Q&A session and hot seats centered around strictly budgeting. So hopefully, I will see you guys for our next Credit Makes Sense segment. And if you are struggling with your budget or your debt or what have you, I'll leave the resources so you can stop the struggle and get some answers and get some direction and get some strategy going so we can move away from that and start crushing those goals. I will see you next time for our Credit Makes Sense segment. Again, if you have any questions on this one, leave them below, leave them in the comments. If you're looking to have your question answered for our next Credit Makes Sense segment, you can send it to social@mnhfinancialservices.com, social@mnhfinancialservices.com. See you later.